How's it going, everybody? This is the Uncanny Omar. You are watching Near Mint Condition, the home of collected editions. And I am taking over for our Dom today because he's busy editing. And that's because of me. That is because of me. And I apologize. Yeah, how is everybody doing? And more importantly, how are my co-hosts doing? How is Shannon? Live from Bat City Comics.
Live from my kitchen.
Okay, no spoilers, but that's okay.
It's okay.
How
I'm
are you?
technically at Bat City Comics because I live upstairs. So.
That's so cool. You have a comic book store. It's like that to me is a lot cooler than owning a bar. Like you're sleeping upstairs, you have a bar downstairs. I always thought that would have been cool, but having a comic book store downstairs, awesome.
It's the best. You never have to wait for the next book when you're done reading. Go downstairs and get
it. Okay.
Wait. So this is seriously one of those loft sort of affairs above a business.
So yeah, it's a two-story building, and the second story is it's a two-bedroom, two-bath apartment that my husband and I live in, and then the floor is downstairs.
Okay. Yeah, we have some arrangements like that here in the East Village, but yeah, very nice.
I have to say, like, are you allowed to live inside of a comic book store, Lars? Like those kind of arrangements?
No, I'm banned from such things. I have to say, your particular shade of red behind you uncannily resembles the pagan cafe that was the beating heart of my social scene for about 20 years. So for me, it looks like you are broadcasting from a cafe.
Nice. I will take that.
Yes, Omar.
I have a question.
You don't look like you're in a cafe, Omar.
You threw in pagan cafe, like.
Well, by pagan, I sort of meant lesbian, if I'm being honest. But I thought pagan would be more respectful. So.
Oh, I didn't know there was a correlation between the two. That is very interesting because I think I would visit one more so than the other, and I'm not going to reveal which one.
Well, I mean, it looked like a Venn diagram. There was some overlap there. I mean, you would walk in and there
just like Amethyst and Legion of Superhero people.
Exactly right. Yes, thank you for putting in terms I can understand. No, yes. It was called Ritual Cafe, and you'd walk in, and there would be these, and all the art and everything was very much pro women, and it was also pro some very liberal views. Occasionally conservative families would walk in there and then they would just be kind of shell shocked, and then they would just kind of go, whoa. And then they try to like quietly exit. I caught one family sitting down. They weren't doing anything. And I thought, are they confused that there's not waitresses and waiters and things like that? And I said, hey, if you wish to order, you have to go up to the register. Like, oh yeah, no, we're fine. And then they just left as fast as they humanly could. So, yeah, it just repelled people of a certain mindset.
All of that from Shannon's color of her kitchen.
Well, I mean, but again, if you saw it, it's like exactly what your background is. Yeah.
All of that.
All of it.
Kelly Thompson's Birds of Prey omnibus announced.
Okay.
Guess who got to tell her behind the scenes a few months back? Like, I figured I could at least tell the people that are working on the book their omnis are coming out. I can't reveal it to everyone else, but at least if I know something is coming, I can actually reach out to them. And I just happened to be interviewing her when DC sent me the list. And she was so surprised. And she was like, please let DC know. I'll be more than happy to do an afterward, a forward, a behind the scenes. And yeah, very excited for her.
Well,
we'll be doing a recap of all the DC catalog next Friday at 6 p.m. Come with questions and suggestions because we are going to let DC know.
Yeah, as we discussed before, the creators don't always get told because a buddy of mine who's a named artist didn't know they were doing an omnibus of his work until 4 copies of it showed up on his porch.
Oh, yeah, that's how a lot of people find out. Yeah, especially if you're not on social media, right? If you're not on social media, you're not being tagged. So, yeah, I think most of the catalog is out. There's a couple books that were missing that I have on my list that I want to ask DC about, but that will probably have to wait until Monday. But we're not here to talk about DC or Marvel Comics, are we, Shannon?
No.
What are we here to talk about?
Talking about indie comics.
Indie, small little time presses. Definitely not multi-billion-dollar machines.
Yeah. Small little affairs like Image.
I was about to make that joke with Invincible. Damn it, Lars.
Yeah.
You beat me to it.
Okay. Well, I always enjoyed this show because it's like it proves that we are not just Marvel and DC fanatics, that we are literate and shit. Okay, we actually
at least, you know what? At least one person on this panel definitely is.
yes, at least one. But no, it proves
We'll let you guess which one.
Yeah, we're not gonna take a poll. We're just gonna let people guess which one of us.
Yeah, you can converse in more things than gentlemen who have underwear on the outside of their pants and women who hog tie you with golden lassos and things like that. You can talk about many other genres too.
Is this still that bar, or I'm sorry, that cafe you used to hang out at? Is this what we're talking about still? Okay, so as Shannon has stated, we are going to be talking about Image, IDW, Dark Horse, and Titan Comics. Lots of solicitations from everyone else but Marvel and DC.
Yep.
So let's go ahead and actually get on it. All right, here we go.
There we go.
All right, adding to the stage, and we have Image Comics.
Image.
Let me know if that's big enough, everybody. Ooh.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
Let me see here. Hold on a second. What about this? Nope, too small. This.
Ooh, there we go.
It's just Shannon. What about this one here? Okay, that's a little bit better. Okay, let's do this one.
Okay.
Okay, so we're getting hardcovers of Assassin's Guild. I didn't even know that was a thing, but it is done by Dustin Weaver, who has kind of taken off on his own and been writing his own stories, but with Randy Taylor this time around. And this is collecting Assassin's Guild 0 through 4. Small press Shannon, do you know anything about this?
No, I'm like, when did that come out originally? I gotta look this up to see.
Well, it's a 4-issue miniseries, and it's coming out in January of 2027. So technically, they could still release it in August sometime or September. So it might not even be out yet. Because as you know, solicitations are so far ahead. Wow, look at this. Bat City Comics is a model
Very
of what
nice.
comic store should be.
There we go.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
That is so true.
Oh.
Circus of Bones, the art of Mike Mignola, is coming out in a hardcover format, which surprises me that it's being released by Image Comics.
Well, interesting. Official hardcover catalog of the upcoming Mike Mignola gallery show at a gallery in New York City. Features 53 brand new watercolor paintings. So I guess that's why this is maybe a lot of Mike Mignola art that doesn't have anything to do with Hellboy, for example.
Yeah, so Dark Horse released something very similar to that. Guess who forgot to take with him when he went to the Mike Mignola exhibit? This guy. Anyway, but I got to see his original art, and that was so amazing. So apparently he's going to have another show probably sometime this year if this is coming out in November. It is interesting that it's not Dark Horse, though, so I guess this is other work?
Yeah, you'd think Dark Horse would be like, put their hand up and go, hey, we'd like to publish that. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm curious what kind of illustrations. Maybe original content?
I mean, it says there's 80 other originals and 29 new pencil drawings.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested in this.
But I'm curious of like what kind of original, right? Like original picture of Alpha Flight or original characters. I'm sorry, why do you laugh at Alpha Flight?
Well, when we finally get that Mike Mignola Squirrel Girl drawing that we've wanted.
I do want that now that you brought that up.
You would be surprised, Lars.
Saying that, I kind of want it now, actually. I kind of want to go to the gallery now.
You should get all dressed up, and they serve fine wine, not out of a box at this gallery.
Well then.
Right, I was like, we're gonna talk about what we consider fine wine. That's different, though. It's
true.
Shannon, why would you know about fine wine?
Well, because every Sunday night at 9:30 Eastern, I do a show called Wine Down Your Weekend, where I review a bottle of wine and all the indie and small press new releases in single issue format from that week.
Really?
Please, for the love of God, tell me wine companies have at least reached out to you and said,
no, never. In the 6 years I've been doing the show with wine, nobody has ever given me a bottle of wine from a wine company. I've had several customers. Aton is allegedly from Cape and Cow is allegedly going to sponsor a show with wines I don't want to drink.
Shocking.
Okay, you know what? Here's you need better PR representation. we need to get Lars on top of that. Like, it can start with some box wine, and that's okay. I can join you for that.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of box wine. And then you can move up a little by little. Yes, and this is Shannon's show every Sunday. Not only does she read books, she also drinks wine.
I make a once-a-year journey to see a best friend of mine in Wisconsin, and I just did that. Unfortunately, we scheduled it for a Tuesday night and discovered that every wine establishment is closed in rural Wisconsin on Tuesdays. So we did nearly wind up drinking box wine.
Oh my gosh.
But
okay, let's move on to the Monster Blood of the Wolfman, which I've heard a lot of great things about. It is written by Joshua Williamson. I believe Skybound is the one that is putting these out. Is that correct, Shannon?
Yes, they have the Universal Monsters rights.
So collecting Blood of the Wolfman 1 through 4. Two covers.
So good. Yes, they've done for all of the hardcovers of the Universal Monsters books. They've done a direct market exclusive cover and then a regular cover. So
awesome. I've only read the Dracula book. Kelly Thompson's working on the Bride of Frankenstein. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, and they've done the Creature of the Black Lagoon, right? Is that right?
Yes, which is a beautiful book. And then they've done Frankenstein as well.
You know what I'm going to ask for, Shannon?
An omnibus of all of them.
You already know, baby. You already know. That's right. Couldn't even finish my question. You already knew the answer.
I actually hope they do that. Once they go through as many as they go through. They also did Phantom of the Opera. Which I think people forget that they did that one. They also forget that the Phantom is a Universal Monster. And that one was so good. So.
Well, I can't wait to read them all in one sitting. Creepshow is coming out with a volume 2. This is an anthology series collecting Creepshow volume 3, 1 through 5, and Creepshow volume 4, 1 through 5. And if that gets confusing to you, just think of it as seasons of a TV show. $39.99. And this is definitely a deluxe edition because volume 1 was a deluxe edition. So it was taller than a standard size hardcover.
That's a lot of creators.
It is because each issue has 3
2 to
stories.
3, depending on the issue.
Okay.
And as far as volume 1, none of them were continuing. It was like just one story and that's it.
It's fantastic style. Each person is like a 2 to 3 page story. If there's only 2 in there, they'll do like a 6 like 10 page story sometimes. They're always.
But what I was gonna say is what makes this interesting is that unlike the Tales from the Crypt of Haunt of Fear, Creepshow wasn't a comic book. Creepshow was a movie by Stephen King and George Romero. And then after the first movie came out, they did release a comic book adaptation of it that I was very, very tempted to steal from my high school library because I could never find a copy. And for some reason, they had a library bound with fake leather copy of it. I'm like, ooh, it will be mine. And now, they have, of course, the TV show on Shudder, and then the anthology series being published by Skybound/Image Comics.
Yeah, the original's art was by Bernie Wrightson. Good heavens.
Yeah,
good stuff. But there's something there for everybody. I see Sean McManus is on the list. I always like his art. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's some great creators, and and like every story, ups and downs, right? Like some are better than others.
Yeah, that's the nature of anthologies. Yeah.
G.I. Joe, a real American hero. Deluxe edition book 2. Man, they make it so tough to decide which cover. Both of them are great.
They are pretty good.
Well, it looks like you need both of them because they kind of look like they, look real nice together.
Shannon thinks like a true collector. Shannon thinks like one of us. I, however, don't see Baroness on the left-hand side, so I'm going to stick with the Cobra cover. Not that there's anything wrong with Duke or Roadblock, but Baroness is on the right.
I see that Baroness is romantically resting her hand on Destro's shoulder. If only Tunnel Rat were doing the same thing to Duke.
Okay, maybe in your fan fiction, buddy.
I shall recommend that story to Larry Hama immediately.
Do you not remember Destro's voice in the cartoon? You too would be holding on to him like that if you.
No, that voice, yeah, it was like rich chocolate. Yeah, goodness me.
Also, the voice of Devastator, and I got to meet him recently in the Transformers show.
Yeah,
Beta Ray Bill by Daniel Warren Johnson, Artist Edition, collecting all 4 issues of Daniel Warren Johnson's Beta Ray Bill. There, spoilers, I'm announcing it tomorrow morning, but there is going to be a near mint condition exclusive cover.
Ooh.
And it's going to
Whoa, really?
Yeah, they've been wanting, we're doing a Stray Dogs exclusive cover with Walt's Comic Shop and Cheap Graphic Novels.
Okay.
But they wanted to do one for Artist Edition, and Scott's a good, like, he's a friend of the channel and somebody I consider a friend these days. And he was like, okay, well, which one of these Artist Editions would you like to do a cover on? And I said, Beta Ray Bill, please, because I know the other ones that are coming out, and I think they're great, but there is a special place in my heart for the Beta Ray Bill story, and I'm glad it's getting an Artist Edition.
Sure.
And when he gave me a choice of covers, there was only one that I was like, oh, that's it. And it is the homage cover to Mighty Thor 337, where Beta Ray Bill's smashing through the title. So that's the cover we chose.
Okay.
Nice.
And it will be, and I'm announcing it tomorrow with the final. I actually got to email him to see if he's got the proof.
Okay.
But yeah, these are great.
Yep.
I honestly don't know how well like physical comic book stores do with these, but online stores do great. Maybe Shannon can give us a little insight.
Yeah.
It depends on the store. It's a hard thing to order for your store because it is such a high price and that they are so big that it's like, where do you merchandise that? So it can be hard to put in your store, but a lot of times we do pre-orders for them for people who want them. So.
And this is an excellent follow-up question. From a retailer standpoint, what do you think of Daniel Warren Johnson releasing his new series, Chain Kata, only in color in the trade format?
I mean, I think that's an interesting way to do it. I think it'll also drive Daniel Warren Johnson fans to get both. Like, we're seeing every Daniel Warren Johnson fan buy do a Powerbomb in black and white, even though they already own it in multiple format and color. So, but I do think it'll be interesting because it kind of does. Daniel Warren Johnson's art is so detailed and so cool and can have that almost manga-esque style to it. So seeing it in black and white in single issues might actually be a really cool, exciting change-up.
Man, what a very good way of putting that answer. I like that, Shannon. You did not answer with, well, it sucks. Which you very well could have.
Nothing Daniel Warren Johnson does ever sucks, especially for a retailer. Like, we're never mad that Daniel Warren Johnson is creating more content.
You know, here's something I wanted to share with you, Shannon. Both of us went to San Diego Comic-Con. And I played it legit. I got a press pass. I was offered an exhibitor pass from a friend, and I'm like, no, I got press passes. I'm fine. Do you know how much those stupid freaking ashcan copies of Chain Kata are going for on eBay?
Yes.
That would have paid for my plane ride. Like, what? Next time somebody offers me a freaking exhibitor pass, I'm gonna take it. I was being honest.
I will say
that's what I get for being honest.
I'm slightly irked that like the Lanterns TV show is coming out, and even I kind of want one of those power rings, but all you can get is the San Diego versions, and they go for like $125. So
I wish you had told me. I would have tried to get you one.
Well, that's kind of you, but I don't know if they were giving them away or selling them or whatever. But you know, I presume they were selling them.
Lars, there's always
okay.
Things, okay.
Because you know,
things disappear off the.
Well, no. The thing is, I didn't actually know I kind of wanted it until it had come and gone, and then I was like, oh shit, it's like $100 and
oh yeah,
it's fine.
Those stupid things get ridiculous.
Yeah.
The Trap by my buddy Kyle Higgins and Lance Briggs, Danilo Beirut. Is this an original? Yeah, it is an original graphic novel. Wow. Okay. I didn't know Higgins had any time to do anything besides Radiant Black.
Oh,
have
yeah,
you have not read this.
No.
Shannon, nobody has.
No, I mean, maybe somebody has.
See, they were giving away them at the end of the gas lamp, I think. Okay. Fireborn trade paperback volume 1, collecting the first 4 issues of Fireborn. Mm-hmm. And from the world of Lost Fantasy.
Mm-hmm. Have you jumped into Lost Fantasy yet?
No, I do appreciate every single one of their homage covers though, because holy crap, everything is like, ooh, that's Final Fantasy. Ooh, that's something else I like. But I haven't read it. Is the first story out in trade?
Yes, there should be a volume 1 in trade, I believe, of Lost
Okay,
Fantasy.
I need to get
We're
that.
on issue 11, so there should be a trade out. I think we've sold through the first trade, actually. So yes.
Well, this certainly looks like one for the kids.
This is a bit. You brought up their homage cover, so it does have that video game feel to it. Like the original volume of Lost Fantasy itself actually feels like if you mix like Final Fantasy and something that's telling the children together, it kind of has a little bit of that vibe because it's a guy who has magic and is part of a magic order, trying to stop demons. But then it's attacked by somebody who is trying to destroy that order, and Fireborn is the story of the person who is attacking the order and giving us like their backstory. And everybody calls out the Kurt Pyers of it. I like to call out the Franklin Jonas of it because that is Franklin Jonas, the younger brother of the Jonas Brothers. And so he's actually jumped into comics and he's doing a great job. Like he really actually really cares about comics and reads so many, and you can see that as he talks about these books and as he talks about what he wants to create going forward.
Okay. I saw Santa, a Spawn Universe Christmas Story trade paperback.
Okay, this is super good.
I saw Santa 1 and 2.
Happy holidays.
It is so incredibly good that I can't even explain to you. I did not expect any of that when this came out. It was 2 issues, and I read it thinking it was going to be cheesy, and it is so dark and so good. And I turned around and sold out of all of my copies at my store because I was like, I don't know, this is a dark, gritty detective story, and it's like in the starting point, and then just goes into the perfect horror movie with Santa Claus. And yeah, everybody should have this year for your scary Christmas.
Oh man, you sold me on it. Okay, I had I thought it was just reprinting some Santa stories. What I'm hearing from the 90s would you like to get reprinted? Oh, Shadowhawk, man. We don't have a single Shadowhawk trade. Like everything else got some love, but Shadowhawk and maybe Wetworks, I guess.
I guess you're right. They really haven't collected that one. It's a bit odd.
What about you, Shannon? Any love for I know we don't have a proper Youngblood series either collected.
Yeah, no, there's not anything from the Image 90s comics that there's not making that I really need at the moment.
Alan Moore's Wildcats or Supreme?
I was just gonna say Alan Moore's Supreme.
We sell all the single issues on a regular basis, and that's the people who honestly, that's the people who are shopping those titles are the ones who want to fill out the rest of their runs on those. I don't have anybody requesting them in trade paperback form. I have people who are like, do you have random weird issues of single issues that they gave away to a friend as a kid and don't have?
So Shadowhawk.
Sure. Shadowhawk. Whatever one you want, Omar, that's the one I want too.
That's why I love Shannon and why she keeps coming back to the show. Lars, take some notes.
Because she sucks up?
Whoa! Hey, dude! What did you say? Lars, you
just agree with Omar all the time and lavish him with praise, and everything will be fine.
And that's how you get it. Yeah.
I don't get enough of that throughout the week. I work by myself, and
that's true.
I can only praise myself for so long before I drive myself crazy.
Certainly, your family's not going to appreciate you, so we have to try.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All of that said, I actually kind of agree with you. I think Shadowhawk is probably the obvious one. Again, Alan Moore's Supreme was the other one that sprang into my head. So
yeah. There was some pretty good stuff that was happening at Image. I mean, let's not forget what was that Alan Moore series he did? The throwback to the Silver Age comics, 1960.
Oh, 1963.
Yeah, that was actually really good.
Okay.
Jack Kirby's last published work, right? Was over at Image Comics.
Yeah, 1963 hasn't really been collected, has it?
Mm-mm.
Well, I mean, he did 2 or 3 issues, and unfortunately that was it.
Oh, that's it didn't last very long. That's right.
If Destruction be our lot, my wife's probably favorite book that is, well, one of her favorite books that is happening right now.
I sort of love the swirling pretentiousness of this title. You know, it's like Marvin the android is sitting there going, "If destruction be our lot."
I mean, and that's pretty much what you're gonna get out of the book too.
Yeah, yeah.
Sounds good. Issues 1 through 4, written by Matthew Rosenberg and his brother Mark Elijah Rosenberg, and then Andy McDonald. Shannon, have you read the series?
Oh, of course I have. It is so good. It is. I mean, it's Abraham Lincoln from the Hall of Presidents at Disney World or Disneyland, depending on what side of the country you're on. Went out and was supposed to be essentially, shut down, not supposed to be inactive, like active anymore, in a world where it was only robots. And now he figures out that maybe humans do still exist, even though everybody thinks they've been just extinct for a while, and now he's trying to solve the problem of like, are there actually humans, and will somebody believe me, and why do they keep trying to disband all these robots who find out that humans exist? And so it's very Matthew Rosenberg's version of the Philip K. Dick story.
Wow, that's a good pitch. My wife got it because she loves Abraham Lincoln. It's her favorite, sexiest president, and she fell in love with it.
How does
Matthew on the show actually, and she didn't get to read it before he was on the show, and he was talking about this story, and I was like, man, that is up my wife's alley.
How did she feel about Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter?
She thought it was okay. She thought it was okay. Yeah. She likes it a little more grounded is the way she likes Lincoln.
I've always been absolutely shocked with that property as to just how serious it takes it. You know, I mean, you kind of like a little like Buffy need to turn to the audience, just kind of wink. That's like, we know this is ridiculous, but we're doing it anyway. But there's none of that.
In Your Skin, Anita Bidikar. Wow, collects issues 1 through 4.
This is a wild book. This is about a girl who wants to become a Bollywood star, and she has an obsession with kind of the woman who is her idol that she wants to be. And when she can't get where she wants to by doing it the old-fashioned way, she decides to go the body horror way. Essentially, we see what it would look like if you consume someone else's skin, literally, and not just metaphorically.
Wow. Now, is this the first thing that Aditya has written? Because usually they're working with Ram V, or everything I've seen of their work has been with Ram V.
That's kind of how I know everything I've seen has been with Ram V as well, but
okay. You research that, and I'm going to look at M1 Monster Racing League Volume 1 by Robert Wyndham and Jay Lee with 2 covers. You getting the bride vibes from that outfit, Lars?
Yes, absolutely.
I'm sorry, Bruce Lee. How dare I? Bruce Lee, why would I say the bride?
See, Omar, there I was just reflexively, agreeing with you, because apparently that's what you want. You want to be surrounded by a sycophant.
I don't need everyone to agree with me at all times.
Jay Lee's always good. Jay Lee would be the draw for me here.
And it's a fun story. It's a teenage girl whose dad gets a new job in Japan, and she's forced to move there, and she needs to make friends, and she does that by joining a underground racing league. But there's some, mutations, strange things going on. It's gonna be kind of cool.
Okay, so somebody was saying about your echo.
Yes, it's terrible, and we tried to fix it. That's why we started late.
Well,
what's going on?
I don't hear it on my end, but apparently people hear it, and so does Lars. You hear it.
I do. Before we started, I mean, it's like it was a sci-fi alien because I was echoing, and Shannon wasn't, and then miraculously it migrated from me to her.
And now
I don't know if I would consider that a miracle, honestly.
So I think Shannon is demon possessed, but I've been purged.
I know.
Yay!
The exorcism worked on me, and it left into her instead. Yeah.
Right.
Let me see what we can do here in between publishers.
Shannon, can you semaphore your way through this discussion? Maybe not.
Narco. This is by Doug Wagner and Daniel Hilliard, collecting the 5. Is it a 5-issue miniseries?
It is.
Okay. I like that cover over here on the right-hand side. I assume that's going to be direct market only.
Probably he's had a movie homage cover for variant for every single issue. Great series, goes perfectly in line with all the others. Plastic plush vinyl, fashion school serial killer. This is about a boy who, like a man, he's like in his 20s. He is in love with the girl next door, and she is murdered, and he is the only suspect. But he is the only suspect because he has narcolepsy, and every time he tries to do anything to figure it out, he gets stressed and passes out.
Oh, okay. Man, sounds dark.
From the team that brought you I Was a Fashion School Serial Killer. You know,
but they also did plastic and plush. I love those.
Plastic, plush, and vinyl.
Vinyl.
I love how these titles, they go, I was a fashion school serial killer, you know, but apparently they gave it up for Lent. So
yes, because everyone is Catholic. Shannon, somebody was saying that maybe try putting headphones in. It often stops the feedback, but if
I can find them, I will. Give me 1 second.
You take your time. Me and Lars got this.
Yeah.
Ocean. This is a trade
that was
paperback
released from DC,
Ocean
wasn't it?
1 through 6.
Is this a re-release?
Warren Ellis and Chris Sprouse are the creators behind this.
I feel like maybe I'm wrong. I feel like this was a DC title first.
No, you're not. I don't think you're wrong. Let me see here. Jupiter's Moon, you're up. Because to my understanding, I don't think he's.
I feel like I've read this.
Anything.
Well, I say DC. It would have been Wildstorm. Yeah, I feel like I've read this a great long time ago.
It's a 6-issue miniseries originally published by American company, DC Comics.
Well, okay.
Yeah. So it looks like either Warren or Chris, whomever owns the rights, has taken it over to Image Comics.
Yeah, okay. It's been a while since I've read this, but it was good. It was really, really good. It's Warren Ellis doing vaguely screwed up sci-fi, really. Yeah, good stuff. And Chris Sprouse's art is always good.
Legends of the Dark Knight, Omni, baby. Oh, yeah. I think I told Lars about that one. I told him to keep it hush-hush, though.
Yeah.
So
I have Mad Cow, so you can tell me all sorts of things, and I just forget about them immediately.
How does one go about getting that? Is that like you eat it? How you get it?
I know. It's weird. It's weird I say that. I gave up red meat in 2004, so I probably don't have it.
I don't think I realized that about you. Guess who's going to get you drunk on wine and make you eat some red meat? White Sky, trade paperback, volume 1 by William Harms, J.P. Mavinga, and Lee Lufridge. Collecting White Sky 1 through 6. Not sure if this is a new series. Yeah, I think it is a new series. I know what is not a new series is Witches.
Yeah, Witches Pledged Edition. Let's see. Collects Witches 1 to 6.
Bad Egg Halloween special material from Image number 7.
Enter a world of unimaginable terrors when the adaptation streams on Prime in 2027.
Oh, so it's reprinting it to get you ready for
Yep.
I'm still gonna echo, but I had to come say this. This is not new Witches. We're still waiting for more Witches, Scott. Like we're all still here, still waiting for it. But so excited. I have every edition. I have a problem. But I'm very excited that there's another one.
You like Witches.
I love Witches.
You love Witches.
Yes, I love the series. I actually have Jock did a Mondo poster of one of the panels from Witches, and I have that Mondo poster as well. Like I love this series.
Okay. So seal of approval from Shannon in case you haven't read it. Kaya is Wes Craig's book that my buddy Sean from the Comics Pal absolutely loves. Okay. This is collecting issues 32 to 37. I am an idiot, Shannon. Apparently Lost Fantasy is on volume 3. That you don't have to agree with, Lars. You don't have to agree with.
Okay, good.
Collecting Lost Fantasy 8 through 12. That's why. So apparently they're collecting them every 4 issues. Let's see here. White Shadow was overshadowed by the hoopla surrounding the speculation boom that happened with issue number 1. But it's a pretty good book. Oh, that's a shame. So, White Sky, not White Shadow. Why did I say White Shadow? Lost Fantasy. Whatever. Lost Fantasy. I love Kaya. I read all the volumes, all the 5 volumes last week. Oh, so Kurt is also writing Lost Fantasy, which is spinning off into that series that Shannon was talking about. Spawn Dead Zone. Trade paperback collecting Spawn 350 to 360.
Oh my god.
How does that make you feel, Lars? 350 issues of Spawn to 360.
I'd say it made me feel old, but it's kind of ridiculous if we're being honest. I don't know. Did the world need 350 issues of Spawn?
You know, Todd McFarlane would say yes. Yes, it did. I don't think Todd McFarlane's going to go, you know what, Lars? No, you're right. I think I'm going to cancel Spawn in issue 361.
No.
Sunstone, the new edition. Correct me if I'm wrong, Shannon. Is this the little digest size ones? Oh, Shannon not talking now? Okay, we're going to move on.
She's just agreeing with you.
No, it is the digest size one. I'm trying to compare my headphones. Well, really, I'm trying to compare Matt's headphones, which I'm trying not to mess up Matt's headphones while I do that.
Oh, I'm sorry. And then the Transformers UK compendium.
Yeah. Ooh.
Collecting Transformers UK 146 to 153, 160 to 161, 164 to 173, 180 to 189, 198 to 205, 213 to 289, and then stories from the Transformers UK annuals 89 to 91 and 92, and Generation 2 UK 1 and 2.
What, again, a different world we live in that you can access this material so readily. Because I remember the dark days when Transformers UK was really acclaimed, but there was no collections, no nothing, no one had it. And there was this fan effort to kind of pool them all together. And this was in the 90s. I was given a prized CD, which had all of the scans on it. That was really the only way you could read it. But now they're just like, here you go, giving it to you. I think they'll need one more, though. 289.
Let me see. Maybe not.
No. Okay.
So in case you're not familiar with the stuff, this is original stories that took place after the American series was canceled. And Simon Furman is still writing a bunch of the stuff. Jeff Sr. drawing it. Andrew Wildman's drawing the issues in here. And outside of the box set, the Kickstarter box set, it has never been printed in America.
Yeah.
Blame Omar for the McFarlane Spawn Universe expansion. I just had the Todd Father on that one time, and I told him to have a little more faith in his product because he was like, I don't think anybody wants collections of this stuff, Omar. And I was like, dude, your toy just did like $1 million Kickstarter. And it was the day after the toy had done that Kickstarter. In one day, it got $1 million. I'm like, I think you're fine. I think fans are going to want the reprints of the stuff. And yes. Todd really needed me to hype him up and then go back to the drawing table and go, you know what? Omar's right. I think I'm going to make it a Spawn universe.
Ooh, I see some Grendel in here. Wonderful.
We have moved on to Dark Horse Comics.
Wow.
So The Witcher, The Last Wish, the complete collection is coming out. How are we sounding, Shannon? I forgot to tell you.
I think it's still echoing. Actually, and now it's really weird because it echoes in my ears, which is strange.
Oh.
So
do you also hear it?
I don't hear an echo, but I never have. Lars, do you hear her echo?
I do, unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah. And now it's weird because now I can hear it. Okay, I'm going to unpair it.
So listen, Shannon, before you do that, if you go to your audio, are you still seeing echo cancellation, reduce mic background noise, and automatically adjust?
Yeah.
Do me a favor and just restart it and join back. Just restart the whole computer. I'm pulling my IT card here.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. This is the only tactic Omar knows for IT.
I know several. Okay, I know 2 more. I gotta save the ace up my sleeve. Okay, we'll see you in a minute, Shannon. You come back. So this is a continuation of The Witcher, but this is the complete collection. So this is all the stories that they released in a library edition. They're putting together into one book. This one is $124.99. Lars, would you please do me the honors and tell me who the original writer is of this series?
I will not. Everyone can read it right there. Oh, wait, no, I'm echoing.
I thought you got excited because you're like, I actually know how to pronounce.
Hold on. The echo has moved on to me now.
I don't hear an echo. What the hell's going on? So that means if you leave, there's gonna be me with an echo?
Just you. It's a little less pronounced than with her, but it's still there. Huh. Well, I'll talk less, which will please quite a few people.
The echo's contagious. I'm sorry. I don't know what the hell is going on with the StreamYard. Appleseed Companion Deluxe Edition. Very excited about this because this is 304 pages of the material that is not collected in the Deluxe Edition. How we doing, Shannon?
You tell me. How are we doing? Better?
Coming in a little hot, but I don't hear an echo. Lars?
How about me now? Damn it.
Now I feel you.
You left, and the audio demon migrated back to me. Splendid.
So
Your
what's going on?
StreamYard is broken, Omar.
You know what's hilarious? Here's the hilarious, and I mean that in the most sarcastic way. I just got the bill for StreamYard.
Oh.
And I forgot how much it went up.
Okay.
It's $50,000 now. And if we're getting little mistakes like that, yeah, I'm not kidding, guys. It's $50,000.
Incredible.
If they're letting little things like that fly, then they're gonna get Yolanda type of email, and that's Latina Karen, by the way, type of email on Monday.
Is it based on usage or just a flat out subscription?
No, it's a flat out subscription to have like
okay.
the top tier. It's ridiculous, man.
Okay.
It's what happens when you have a small little company that creates a small little product and they sell to a big company, and the big company's like, let's quadruple the price.
We should get Dom to join us, and then he can just sit there silently and look pretty, you know, and keep the echo demon, and then the rest of us can talk. Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. I can ask Melody to join, but then she'll have something to say to Shannon, and then like it'll mess it all up. The Art of the Forever Winter, and this I assume is a video game. Lars?
Sure.
Survival shooter, The Forever Winter. Lars.
Okay. I'm not a video game person.
I know what this is. This is the best of Fantagraphics. This is more of the Richard Corbin collection and underground work collected and restored for the first time. I believe Jose Villarrubia is still, it is, longtime collaborator, Jose Villarrubia, to restore the honor of original line work by Richard Corbin. It's got Twilight of the Dogs, Razar the Unhero, and the Temple Kittens for Christians. $39.99, 168 pages. And also from Dark Horse Comics, Terry Moore has taken his library and moved it over there, because I believe he was self-publishing for so long from Abstract Studios.
Yeah.
I think just having somebody like Dark Horse step in and help out has been a blessing. 928 pages, $59.99. I love this series. I love Strangers in Paradise. I love Terry Moore's stories.
Yeah,
so
agreed.
Anything is better.
Yeah,
the more the better.
I've read all of Strangers in Paradise. I'm not sure I finished this.
Rachel Rising is his horror story.
Yeah.
But if you have so there were two editions. There was the green one that was available everywhere, and then there was the limited edition red one, I think. Maybe it was a different color. This actually has more pages, because I was looking at the page count. And then if you look down here, this is exclusively for the Dark Horse version. Has a newly designed pages, and then the 20-page issue number 0 prequel, not sequel, that has never been collected.
And they just did a one-shot from the universe like 2 weeks ago, so maybe that'll be there too.
Rachel Rising, or just the entire more?
No, it was from the Rachel Rising universe.
Okay. And we are getting the Cyberpunk, same exact material that was in the library edition, but coming out in a trade paperback format. And Lars, would you please do me the honors? How do you say the gentleman's name?
God.
I got Dan Waters. Can you take the other two?
Bart Oz Skitsbor.
Oh, wow.
There.
You said it with authority. Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Dungeons.
My Norwegian accent was flawless.
The Dungeons and Dragons: The Fallbacks Volume 1 by Greg Pak, Wilton Santos, collecting the 4-issue miniseries. I don't recognize any of the characters. I assume this is actual Dungeons and Dragons, not the one based on the cartoon. Would that be correct? Yes, Omar, that would be correct. Okay.
Yeah, this question came up while you were gone, of like, with X-Men 97 being such a success, what cartoon would we want to see modernized a bit? And I said the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon. I think there's
just like Kieran Gillen write it. I mean, that's what Die is.
That's what Die is.
That's a good one. I like that.
Well, whoever has the rights, Disney or whomever, should absolutely do a modernization of
that. They did a Saturday Morning Adventures for the Dungeons and Dragons. So maybe IDW might have like the cartoon rights for comics right now, though.
Okay.
I was so. Sorry, go ahead.
I was so thrilled when the characters briefly showed up in the Dungeons and Dragons movie.
You only see
them fleetingly, but I was absolutely tickled.
I would go with Mysterious Cities of Gold.
Okay.
As a cartoon.
And I will always go with Rainbow Bright. And that'll always be my answer. And we got a little series for a minute there in 2018, 2019, and it was awesome. But it was at Dynamite before Dynamite was doing as many cartoon books as they're doing now. So they weren't prepared for it. I think they got about 4 or 5 issues in, because they did enough to make a trade paperback, but it did not stay, and there's a lot of behind the scenes reasons why, and I wish they would bring it back.
I'm gonna switch my microphone here. No, it's still there. Okay.
Oh, Lars, I'm so sorry. I don't hear it, but I trust that you all do. King of Spies being released in a trade paperback format by Mark Miller and Matteo Scalera, and collecting all 4 issues. Holy crap! Uratagi Corp Delivery Service, Book 6, baby. Is it real? Will it finally come out? Those first 5 volumes were lonely over there on the shelf. The first 4 were lonely for years, and then they said, here's volume 5 out of nowhere. Omnibus editions, these are the size of tankobons and really thick. So watch out for your spines, people. 664 pages, $29.99. None of this has been released in America before, because the previous 5 volumes had been released in tankobon form. This is like a 3-in-1. Madman Omnibus Volume 4, collecting the exact same material, exact same page count as the library edition. Mike all read. And this is Madman Atomic Comics 1 through 17, and then some super rare one-shots. It Girl, Spaceman, and Mr. Gum. Magic the Gathering Untold Stories, Jace, by Michael Conrad. Collecting Magic the Gathering Untold Stories, Jace. Anybody here a Magic the Gathering player? Shannon, are you? Lars,
no.
As a fellow that would get into the Magic the Gathering trading game.
How about now? Damn it. I was price guide manager of Inquest, for a number of years, but it's not something I do regularly.
You were the price guide man. You were the price guide manager of comics and Magic the Gathering. At one time, you were the most powerful man in the world. Like it would be like
I would not say that. It was a little like running the Federal Reserve, though. The market followed us more than we followed the market. I've actually been lightly, I wouldn't say banned from the gaming room at Mayhem here in town, but because I think I want to go into the gaming room and see my friends and talk to my friends. Like, hi, how are you? And they're like, no, you're interrupting our gameplay, so piss off. I'm like, okay. I'm intruding on their fantasy world.
I imagine you just walking into parties and all the women were like, ooh, is that Lars Pearson from Wizard and Toy Fair magazine?
Oh, yes, they're so impressed with the Wizard credentials. Absolutely. Yeah.
Most powerful man in comics and toys.
The smelling salts they're still overcome.
Perfectly Monstrous Life of Adam Frankenstein. Tate Bromball and James Tynion.
So yeah, this is from Tate Bromball's series of The Pedestrian Life of Christopher Chaos. There was a series, like a section in there that kind of told the backstory of their Frankenstein's creature, and this is combining all of those into that. Which this series grew over the years that it was going. Like when it started out, like it didn't really have all of its footing, and as Tate just developed more and more as a creator and a writer in general, like this series just became more and more amazing. And this is really around the time when it really found its footing with a lot of fans, was when they did the Adam Frankenstein one shot and the that kind of backstory in there.
I remember the character appearing in the Christopher Chaos comic, and I thought, oh, that's gonna be a fan favorite. Guess what, Lars? I should have been the price manager at Wizard Magazine.
Are you a shameless hussy? It helps to be that.
I sometimes can be. Star Wars: The High Republic's Adventures Pathfinders. I assume this is the stuff that's not collected in the 4 oversized trade paperbacks, collecting issues 1 through 6 of The High Republic Adventures Pathfinders.
Yes, it was a mini series.
Okay, 1999, 160 pages. Suicide Island. This is by Koji Mori, and let's see, why is it presented in English for the first time? Series created by mangaka Koji Mori. Oh, he's the one that's working on Berserk 42.
Okay.
With translations, I Am Hero, Blade of the Immortal, and lettering by Eisner Award nominated Steve Dutro, the 5th Beatle. Wait, what is this for mature audiences? Oh, I got excited. Never mind. It's still... Sorry, Lars, not for mature audiences.
Damn it. Well, that is disappointing.
It always is. Now we're moving on to Boom Studios with hardcovers like The Center Holds. Dude, look at those names. Larry Hama and M.D. Bright. What? When did this happen? When did they have time to write stuff and do this?
I was like, it's been going on for the last few months. It's most this year. Yeah, it's been in single issue format this year, and it's a really cool superhero universe that Larry's telling the story in, and it's gotten like, all the G.I. Joe fans came out for it, but we've seen a lot of people who are just looking for those alternative superhero stories that are really liking the dynamics that he's building in this because it is very much on the like bureaucracy and rules of the superhero world. So if you're a fan of something like Capes, but you want a more serious like Larry Hama approach to it, this would probably be a good fit.
Damn, what a pitch. That's why we get this lady on the show. And she has no echo anymore. That's why. Lumberjane Book 8. I believe this is the finale, right? Friendship to the Max returns in the deluxe edition of 3 beloved Lumberjane graphic novels. So this collects Infernal Compass, Shape of Friendship, and The True Colors. I think this is the final one, and therefore I need to order all of them because my daughter was a huge fan of this series. 352 pages, $29.99. Shannon makes my wallet bleed.
That is the goal.
Ouch. So excited for that series to finally come out. I know it was a Kickstarter, and at least we got it. Wind, Book 5, James Tynion, Michael Dialanis, The Way of the World, collecting The Power of Blood 5 through 8 of this series.
It's the end of the Wind series. So it's finally wrapped up. When Wind first came out in 2019, they said it was going to be a 3-volume graphic novel. It's gone much longer than that. It's so good. If you've never read Wind, it is fantastic. We always say it's kind of like a Legend of Zelda world building kind of situation where you can almost envision the map, but it is about a young kid who finds out that he is, containing magical powers that can be used to possibly save the world, but he's in a world where anybody who has magical powers is going to be killed. They treat them as different, and they even if a plant has a little bit of magic in it, they'll burn the plant. And an epic battle breaks out between every type of magical beings and humans, and it's Wind at the center of it with his friends, and it's just a beautiful story of friendship. And in typical James fashion, there's so much that goes into what James is saying with this story, and there's so much heart that you're constantly at least one issue an arc makes you cry.
Wow, what a pitch!
Stunning finale to the critically acclaimed series.
I'm waiting on the Shannon. What am I waiting on?
Omnibus. Yes, they actually really, really do need to make one omnibus of this. And they are like the graphic novels are the 6x9, size. But I wish that when they do make an omnibus, I kind of want them to make it a full size, just so we can see Michael's beautiful art in an even bigger size.
I hear that pitch. I like it. Alice Forever After by Dan Pinocchio and Giorgio Spalletta, collecting Alice Forever After 1 through 5. Yeah, here in recent years, man, I feel like I've had Dan on the show before, and I I went on about how it seems like this is his almost like his second coming, like he's getting his second win. You know, he was a guy that was an inker for a long time, and he was over at Extreme Studios. And when that happens, you tend to get pigeonholed into a particular art style, and people have expectations of you to be extreme and awesome, and that is your role. You don't have anything to say. There's definitely no schooling when it comes to your art, and that's kind of like the mentality a lot of people had. But there are a lot of great people that came from Extreme Studios, including Penosian, and then Danny Mickey, and a few others that have gone outside of the world of comics. But it's really cool to see him writing stories. That it was just announced. He was super excited about his Wolverine. He's been wanting to do that for years. I've not read this series. I don't, but I have read a couple of other things that he's done, and I'm really surprised how far he's come along.
This series, for me, signifies everything you just said about him. It is such a good series. Again, I hope they collect all of the volumes into one omnibus for you so that you can have the perfect reading of it. But it's been so good. It's a reimagining of Alice in Wonderland, and essentially kind of gives you that further question as of, is Wonderland real, or is it something Alice imagines? Because in the very first volume, they put her in an asylum, and she's seeing all the different characters from Wonderland. Like, we're seeing the people who are in the asylum essentially reflect those different people, but Alice is seeing the characters in Wonderland. And is she there? Is she not there? Is it real? And it's her. Her dad is actually the biggest villain, and he's trying to like get her family, all of them, against her and all these different things. And then it just kind of goes on. And this volume that wraps it up it's a really interesting way to do a return to, like, make a cyclical story out of what he did in the very first volume, and yet give us like all of the movement forward that we would need to see, and yet still, you kind of get a spinning top of an ending. Like, is it real? Is it not? I still don't really know which one he's trying to tell us it is.
So another seal
Yes.
of approval.
Sounds interesting. Yeah.
Senator Holds is also coming out in a trade paperback. And then
Also, we should mention Mark D. Bright's final work, because of course he passed away 2 years ago.
I think last year, right? Or maybe in 2025.
I think it was 2024, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
No idea that this was.
He was very good. And of course, if you ask me what my favorite indie title is, probably my second favorite would be Quantum and Woody, which was just hilarious.
Oh, thank you so much, Jonathan. It's so good to see you, buddy. And the Expanse Omnibus is collecting the Expanse 1 through 4, the Expanse Origins, and the Expanse Dragon Tooth by Andy Diego and others, and Alejandro Aragon.
I love the Expanse. My God,
I never got to see it. So
one of the very best examples of space opera out there. I bought the Kickstarter of this, so I've got Dragon Tooth in a slipcase with all the goodies, including a little hat.
Wow, look at you! You really liked it.
Yeah, I really did.
Of course, Razor Ramen does.
Yeah,
not
again,
like,
sorry,
it doesn't mind a little extra large.
It's to be hoped it'll eventually move on to Omar, but who knows?
There's only one way.
Hey, don't skip Garfield.
Okay, I was not going to skip Garfield. Hold on a second now, Shannon. Garfield Book 2. Mark Evanier, Scott Nickel, Gary Barker, and Andy Hirsch. And what are you holding up?
Oh, wow.
This is actually Gary Barker original of my cat hanging out with Garfield and Normal. So that's on the wall behind me. I had to show it off.
Hold that up again. Please hold that up again.
Yeah, my cat is like so creepy looking at it in the best way.
I thought, okay, legit. I thought it was a picture of your cat. What is it, like the spirit animal version of you hanging out with Garfield?
No, my actual cat, who is on the other side of me. That drawing is on one side, and the actual physical cat is sleeping next to me. Apparently, we're not entertaining enough for her. Gary Barker is part of that fam. He is one of our customers. He's one of our very good friends. He is awesome, amazing, and he's been drawing the Garfield comic strip for Jim Davis since 1982. So
Wow, I didn't
yeah, so
realize that.
everything that's Garfield that has existed in my life has been actually Gary. Gary's the one that made him stand up and everything and consistently in stories. And so, like an unsung hero of comic strip fans. And it was great. The first time we met Gary, he said, "Oh yeah," we were like, "Oh, you're a professor at Ringling College. You're so cool. Like, what kind of stuff have you done?" He's like, "Oh, I worked for Marvel and DC for a while." And we were like, "That's awesome. Like, what are some of the books you did?" And he kind of told us about some of the books he worked on. And he was like, "Oh, and I've been drawing Garfield for Jim Davis since 1982." And we were like, "Lead with that. Lead with that. That's way cooler." Like, not everybody gets a chance to draw Garfield. Like, you gotta sell that one for
Yeah,
us.
and for quite a number of years.
Yeah, still doing it to this day.
That's a long time, man. That's awesome.
Great.
Yeah.
Wow, Mr. Tex is not a normal fan. Whoa, I didn't know those people existed.
Brainwashed by Garfield.
Lumberjanes Book 8, also available in trade paperback, and Power Rangers, Soul of the Dragon, and Other Tales. Collecting Soul of the Dragon, The Psychopath, and Sins of the Future. Paula Lord, Kyle Higgins, and Matthew Ehrman. 304 pages. This is a trade paperback, $29.99. Something is Killing the Children, continuing the series with issues 46 through 50. And this is a volume 10, 144 pages,
Yeah.
$17.99.
Keep meaning to read this, and I just haven't gotten around to it.
It's going to.
Go ahead, Shannon.
It's gonna get all kinds of adaptations soon. So, grab it soon if you want to read it. But this volume of it has been giving us the backstory we're gonna need to whatever James has planned for the actual like big point of the book. And I like issue 50 is supposed to be a huge monumental issue, and so I can't wait. It has not come out yet. So I can't wait to see what that is. And I'm trying really hard to make sure that none of the text on here spoils what might happen in there.
Oh, yeah, let's go. I'm going to move on to the Win, which we already had Shannon approve. 5 through 8. This one is trade paperback for $14.99. Exact same material. So let's move on to IDW Comics.
Okay.
And we're kicking it off with the hardcovers of 30 Days of Night, Deluxe Edition Book 4. I had no idea they had enough material for 4 of these.
No.
But now David Lapham, Joe Lancel, Sam Keith. I think that is a Sam Keith cover, too. Let me see. I mean, it looks like Sam Keith.
Yeah.
Peter Kowalski are joining Steve Niles on this particular series. Doesn't say what it collect. Oh, here we go. No, it doesn't. Book 4. Oh no, Till Death, Night Again, and 30 Days a Night series from 2018. Wow, 336 pages, $29.99. Those are standard edition, like the standard edition size. So wow. This is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles by Jason Aaron, Deluxe Edition, and I know people are like, "What the hell? What's going on? Why did they do the first 6 issues as a library edition, and now we're getting this?" I think what happened, and I don't want to speak on behalf of IDW, but just from what I was told, they realized that 6 issues in deluxe editions and charging $49.99 just won't do. So they decided not to do a volume 2, and instead they're doing this. So it's a true deluxe edition. It will, if you look at the size, it's 7 by 11. So it will be the size of the IDW collections. And this will have all 12 issues written by Jason Aaron with artwork by people like Joel Jones and Rafael Albuquerque, Juan Ferreira, Chris Burnham. So I really like this. I thought it was a great jumping on point for the series, and I'm glad that it's getting a proper treatment. But yeah. I'm a big Turtles fan, and I hope it reignited the love.
Yeah, I don't really read Turtles, but like Jason Aaron and Rafael Albuquerque, that could convince me. Oh, and Joel Jones. Yeah.
Well, they do the first. So the ongoing artist is Juan Ferreira.
Okay.
The first 4 issues focus on what each of the Turtles were doing after the big, huge finale of 150 from Sophie Campbell. It's a continuation of that story, but you don't need to have read any of the previous issues. You can jump in with this because they're all at different points in their lives. What will they do with the rest of the TMNT volumes? Probably do something similar, like Jin Luen Yang has been the ongoing writer. So probably do like a Jin Luen Yang Deluxe Edition Volume 1, probably something like that.
Yeah.
Shannon, do you enjoy Turtles?
I really am enjoying this Turtles run that's been going on. Like, it's the same thing, like you said, like it's cool because you don't have to know where Sophie left off, which is hard because 150 issues, not everybody went through all of that. There was so much in there, though that was incredible. But this has been a really interesting way to bring it all back together and kind of start a new story with it. And you can tell that Gene is a massive Ninja Turtles fan from the way that he's been writing his arc, because you can tell this is the moment he's been waiting for a long time, because you can feel the love radiating through every page, and every time he uses a quote, like one of them speaks, it's like, oh man, I bet Gene like played with his action figures and told the story as a child, because it just feels like that in the best way. And I know his run is not gonna be, like, his run's gonna be wrapping up soon. I believe we had some announcements recently about that, but I don't know how far public they've gone. So yeah, I think it's been an excellent series though. I can't wait to see where it goes.
And
it's
Racer,
not everyone
I was
can
just
say
going to say that I think, a lot of people are going to be, right, upset that they picked up the library edition and then they're doing this. I think they realized that it was a mistake to do it. And let's just say there were some folks within IDW that were against it and they just weren't listened to. And that's what happens in publishing, right? Like, I mean, when you have, when something gets super popular, everybody has a voice to say.
Yeah.
Like when the things, especially in collected editions, like when things are not, you don't know whether it's going to sell or not, or you don't know what the hell collected editions is doing with the Metamorpho DC Finest. It's like, whatever, you guys do whatever you want to. But the minute you see sales of like absolute Batman, absolute Wonder Woman, absolute Flash, or whatever, you bet your ass that marketing, everybody will have a say. Oh, you guys should do this. You need to do this with Absolute Batman, which is why you probably saw the designs of the Absolute Deluxe editions. And before it even went public, I made the joke of like, oh, somebody's a fan of the Berserk Deluxe editions. And everybody in the collected editions department went, yeah, you get it. And those jokes will never go away. I think whatever, but yeah, that's what they look like.
As you say, it's slightly preferable when a series isn't selling great, because then no one's paying attention.
Yeah, but when you have Turtles, it's like everybody has a
well,
say.
yeah,
we need to do this. We need to do this. People outside of collected editions are.
I'm sorry to drag it back to this, but the very best run of Doctor Who novels ever was a phase when Virgin had the license and no one's paying attention. Nope, nobody's doing anything. They're watching, so they could kind of do whatever they wanted.
Yeah, I think that. I mean, that says a lot about the. It's almost like you have free reign, right? When you have too many cooks in the kitchen, it's just like it becomes a bit of a mess.
Yeah.
Oh, Matthew Rosenberg will be taking over TMNT. Kind of.
Okay, good. I didn't know if that was public knowledge. Yeah.
Okay. You look at Shannon playing it safe.
I was like, I don't.
Magazine and who did not. Dark Spaces Casebook, Scott Snyder, Jeremy Lambert, Che Grayson. I don't know what this is.
So that is 4 different series that came out from IDW in 2022, 2023. And they were fantastic. There was Wildfire, which was Scott Snyder and Hayden Sherman. And it's it's a heist book that takes place during a wildfire where they send like female prisoners out to put out the fire. And they're trying to complete a heist in the middle of a wildfire. There's Dungeon, which is about a person who's a serial killer and keeps people in these hidden dungeons, like in the middle of nowhere, like buried in the ground. It's like crazy. There was Good Deeds, which is about a mom and daughter who moved to Florida, and some crazy stuff happens. And then Hollywood Special, which is a different kind of horror story about a woman and a man who are the stars of a Hollywood story, and they're touring America for all of the appearances, and she kind of has a breakdown when they get to one of the places.
So two
very
things. Holy crap. But you had me with Hayden Sherman, Scott Snyder on that first story.
yeah.
But also 616 pages at $29.99. Holy crap. Way to get your freaking money's worth. Also, surprised with those names, they did not automatically go with a hardcover on this and give you a premium price, because those are some big names.
I am
the biggest comics today. Go ahead.
I'm not surprised, because the Dark Spaces line was one that IDW tried to push for a little bit in there and didn't get the traction with it. And so I think this is the hope that maybe now that those are some of, we're seeing those names mentioned again, like Che, we're seeing Hayden, we're seeing Scott, really, like you said, at the top of the comic game. I'm hoping that they're I think they're making this in an attempt to reinvigorate what they had put out with this, because they had intended, I think, for this to be a big new horror indie voice kind of thing, like creator owned kind of thing for IDW, and it just didn't take off the way it should have for how good all of these stories were. But I think now with the IDW crime line taking off incredibly well, I think they thought between that and these names being all connected to absolutes that they could push this again and maybe see some life in it.
Okay. I like that way of thinking. DC finest pricing. Yeah, man, you said it. Continuing Godzilla, another series I'm surprised they did not go with hardcover, calling it a library collection. But I'm glad they're still coming out with these stories. So we have Godzilla Rivals, Here There Be Dragons, and this is volume 7, $29.99, 424 pages. I love this stuff. And speaking of I love this stuff, did you know they were going to do this? They were talking about this in Comics Pro. Yeah. The Godzilla manga style edition. So they've already done digest size for $14.99. They've done the Rocketeer, Dave, and something else. Sonic. They're doing Sonic. But now they're doing the Kaisei, which just came out in a manga size for $12.99, collecting the exact same material. The first 6 issues of the ongoing series, $12.99.
And it has does it have the other ones in there too? Or is it just the first 6 issues?
So they're separating them. There's 3 of them.
There you
go. Escape the Dead Zone, and that's the one by Ethan Parker. That one is the really weird one about the mutated kaiju.
Yeah.
And then, what is a library collection? Library is a standard size trade paperback for this Godzilla one. But when I think of library, I think of Dark Horse library editions, which are bigger and than deluxe editions, hardcovers.
They kind of lean toward absolutes, don't they?
Yeah. So they're doing these 2. I guess the next one will come out next month, and then Godzilla, Here There Be Complete Collection by Frank Thierry and Angel Hernandez, $39.99.
Which I'm glad that they're collecting that into one collection, because those 3 stories were all very popular, and a lot of people didn't even get all 3 until trade paperbacks existed, because they sold so well in individual issues, and you could kind of jump in each one. But I'm glad that finally those people who missed it all as one can actually sit down and read it in one collection.
Hey, Edwin, I'm amazed that Godzilla is being used by almost every company. That license must be making money. It's almost like Ninja Turtles, right? Like Ninja Turtles has crossed over with every single character just about. But Godzilla's having his heyday.
I had a buddy at Wizard who was really into Godzilla, and I think his opinion was he just felt like Godzilla was just misunderstood.
So, okay, it's here, but these are originally from Alien Books. So Alien Books are putting out manga, but they're being published by IDW. So we have Kill Logger, 600 pages, $19.99. And then we have Monsters We Make Volume 3. That one is 264 pages, $11.99. And then Naruto Ninja Turtles is getting a small digest size.
Smart.
Wait, hold on.
It's manga size, yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, you're right. I should have read the title. Manga style edition for $12.99, 104 pages.
That's so smart because that book was incredibly popular for both of those audiences and really for the Naruto fans, like it was huge. And so I think putting it into that size is going to bring even more life to that book for sure.
Now he just needs to fight Godzilla, and oh my gosh, you got yourself a stew. The October Faction. Speaking of IDW classics, these are the digest size books I was talking about. $13.99. I'm sorry, 624 pages. They're doing a Rocketeer poster book, illustrations by Dave Stevens, 44 pages, $19.99.
There's something that's a little charming. They're still around, like the Rocketeer. You know, that people will still pay money for it. I mean, that's
we've had 2 Rocketeer series this year already.
Yeah, I don't think it's a character that goes out of style. And there's something beautiful and timeless about Dave Stevens' artwork too.
Yeah. They just did a series that was the Rocketeer had to go to essentially like Monster Island, Skull Island, to find Amelia Earhart. And his team included the captain of the ship was Popeye, and Tintin was on his team. So everything that you could combine, like public domain, adventure story, pulpy, was all in there. Like, because I just half waited for Dick Tracy to show up and be the cop on the scene.
I wonder, is Popeye actually a good sailor? I mean, we just think of him as like popping spinach all day and punching people in the face. I have no idea if he's good on the seas or not.
Well, he made it to Monster Island safely, so.
Okay.
Shit My President Says by Shannon Wheeler. Nominated for the 2018 Ringo Award Best Humor Comic and now available in a trade paperback. Star Trek: The Edges of the Final Frontier is coming out in an IDW. Well, it is Shannon Wheeler from 2018, apparently. It's just being printed now in a trade paperback.
Wow.
Still waiting on my Too Much Coffee Man Kickstarter book that was due 2 years ago. Oh, no. Sorry. They're all different lines. Oh, for Godzilla? I mean, it's still Toho, right? They're the ones that get to decide. Oh, and there it is. The Starship Godzilla, First Wars, manga style. This is my favorite. That Oliver Ono, his art is freaking amazing. And I think one of the good deeds I did at San Diego Comic-Con was introduce him to the editor of SWAT Cats, Kevin, who you know, Shannon. Because I was like, Kevin digs that art style, and I don't think Kevin knows of this guy. Because he's, Ono's just trying to get his name out there, right?
Yeah.
And I think he is so good at what he does. So I hope something comes from that.
Yeah.
I was also drunk, so I don't know if it was a successful meet cute for me.
I don't believe that for 1 second. You were not drunk once at San Diego Comic-Con. You were perfectly well behaved the whole time. This is lies that you're telling the internet now.
I'm always well behaved. I was told I was a professional drunk a couple of times. They were like, wow, man, you function really well when you're drinking.
You're feeling larger.
Functional drunk.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a compliment or maybe I should get myself checked.
No, it was great. I think my favorite thing is always the bar con and watching everybody network as the night goes on, and the more elaborate like introductions that everybody does as they get more and more excited about their friends, the more alcohol we consume.
I have 2 people in my life that they start drinking at like 10:30 in the morning and start talking.
You can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning.
Well,
the motto of my state.
You would have been such a great coach, Shannon. That's such a coach speech.
Omar, you see the Star Trek one.
Wow, they're putting out a lot of content here. The ongoing compendium is coming out, collecting the last 50 issues that leads into the Jason Aaron run. People are like, wait, how's this going to happen? What about the crossovers? As you can see from here, it is just issues 101 to 150. Does a professional drunk mean you drink for money? I don't think that's how it should. It should. That could also be dangerous.
You skipped the Star Trek one.
Was there a Star Trek question?
Back up.
There was.
I didn't skip it. I went over it, Lars. Did you want to talk about it? Yeah, I did.
Did you?
Yes. Did you want to talk about it?
I had important things to say.
Go on, John Byrne.
Well, yeah, okay. This is actually a repackaged one. It's the original version of City on the Edge of Forever. Or it's Harlan Ellison's original script.
Harlan Ellison's
for City at the Edge of Forever, because infamously, City at the Edge of Forever is regarded as the best Star Trek episode ever, written by Harlan Ellison. He disavows it because it was completely redone. This is actually worth reading. The original is actually, or his original script is actually quite compelling. And this is a compact edition, so it's only going to cost you $14.
$13.99 if you live in a state that doesn't pay taxes.
Yeah,
Con should be in New Orleans because the bars are open 24 hours.
Absolutely.
I would go to a con in New Orleans. I haven't been to New Orleans. Oh my gosh! I think the last time I went, what's her name was still a huge deal. Who's the lady that wrote Interview with a Vampire?
Anne Rice.
Anne
Rice was huge. Yeah, we got to tour her house.
Well,
her son give us a tour of her house.
Well, like I said, I lived in New Orleans for 4 years, and this. Anne didn't seem to own a house as she owned like a block.
Yeah, it was like a huge block.
It was like this complex, basically. I should also talk about that New Orleans has drive-through daiquiri bars, if anyone's inclined. The funny thing was that we didn't worry about the residents getting drunk. We worried about the out-of-towners getting drunk, and causing problems. So,
gotcha. Okay. We're going to move on to Booyakasha, Book 2, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, $24.99, 328 pages. These are the stories based on the Ninja Turtles from 2012. Wow. This is my kids' Ninja Turtles. This is how they got into Ninja Turtles. And I love this series. It was phenomenal. Love it. Mm-hmm. My goodness, more Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles IDW Collection Volume 11, collecting the exact same material as the hardcover, and 392 pages, $39.99. And You Wish. I love that book. Did you like that, Shannon?
I did. It is so cute. I love it so much.
Love it. I was like, please don't break my heart and kill any of these beloved little creatures. But this is Volume 3 by Jeff Victor, and I'm glad that he is continuing that series.
Me too.
And we're moving on to Dynamite with Gargoyles, Demona. Oh, I'm sorry. There's no picture of Ursula, but $22.99 for the hardcover by Sherry Smith and Mirka Andolfo. Gabrielle Bagnoli. What's up, Josh? And Lion King also coming out in a hardcover. Brave Little Kind. Muppets Noir.
Muppets Noir
in a hardcover.
So good. Oh, such a good book.
Roger Landridge is writing it. He's the one that did the Muppets comic for Marvel.
It is such a good book. They're doing a Muppet show. Somehow Kermit is supposed to go take a break. He gets knocked out, and he starts dreaming of his the novel the crime novel he's reading. He's like sucked into that world in his unconscious state, and he has to solve the best case of the missing heiress to the pie industry, which of course is Piggy, but it's so cute. It's so cute.
I think the Muppets could do noir pretty easily.
They did, and it was wonderful.
Whoa. This is a great idea. Gambit Con in the poker tournament. I like that. So we have the exact same things here in trade paperback, Demona, Lion King, and Muppets Noir, but also Vampirella Archives, Volume 8, Vampirella Masters. This is the compact edition, so collecting issues 1 through 4 of the 1993 series by Kurt Busiek. Wow. That stuff hasn't been released in a long time. That one has the, I think that's from Harris Comics, wasn't it? Because it has the Joe Quesada, I remember, on the cover with like a chromium red or something. And that is it for Dynamite. Let's move on to Titan Comics with Conan the Barbarian, the Nomad Deluxe Collector's Edition. So this is Jim Zub and Alex Horley. One of the questions I get often, and I did ask Titan Comics while I was there, is what's going on with Deluxe Edition Volume 2? They're not going to do a deluxe edition of every story arc, unfortunately. They're just doing. That's why they're called the Nomad, for example. They're not like Volume 1, Volume 2. That's what I was told. So if you're collecting the deluxe editions, it's not going to be every single story.
Okay.
And then we have the Conan the miniseries omnibus. This very did I announce? I can't remember if I announced this or not. 150 pages or $150. No page count on this one. So these are all the little mini series collected in one big omnibus.
Okay.
Both covers, of course, available the same day. Dead Space, the complete collection hardcover slipcase set, the regular edition, and the direct market available the same day, $49.99.
Mm-hmm.
I wish they would give us the page count and the trim size, because if the trim size is like the Blade Runner books, those things are huge. They're bigger than Omnis. Edgar Allan Poe, A Tale of Mystery and Invention hardcover. And that's by Norm Conyu. And then Lenore is coming back with a slipcase edition. Purple Nurples, Pink Bellies. Plus a art cards. Moon Eaters is coming out in a hardcover format by Victor Santos. $24.99. And Remind the Complete Saga is coming out. I remember this book, Jason Brubaker. I think one of the trade paperbacks. And this time it's coming out in the deluxe hardcover edition. And the way to collect Conan fully as of right now is the trade paperbacks. This is Volume 8, Ghost and Echoes, regular edition, and direct market available the same day, collecting 29 through 32 of Conan the Barbarian. I love this series. Shannon, how does it do for you at the store? Do you have Conan fans or?
We do. I think Conan's one of those that's always going to have fans. There's always going to be a market for it, and the fans of Conan have been fans of Conan their whole life, and they stick with it.
I like that. Yeah.
Art by Doug Braithwaite. That should be really good.
Oh yeah, Doug is amazing, man. Dead by Daylight, the hillbilly. This is a friend of mine is actually the editor on this.
Yeah.
But this is written by Derek Fridolfs and Dean Coates and Allison Hugh.
I've never played a Dead by Daylight game. I don't know anything about it, but I read this series, like I read all of it, and it actually just is a like almost Texas Chainsaw Massacre kind of like story built into this. And so it's like you don't actually really have to know the game. I'm sure you get way more out of it if you do. It doesn't say though whether or not the collected edition will have the in-game codes, but the single issues do all have an in-game code on them for like DLC and extra stuff. So if you play the game, you should definitely pick up single issues from the store.
Okay, I like that. I'm new to Conan, but really enjoying the Zub. Oh yeah, he's excellent. Farewell, My Odin.
Farewell, My Odin. Well, this is right up my alley.
This is a manga. It is really good. I love the art style. This is Volume 3, Grand Familia. Volume 4 is coming out. And then Michael Moorcock's Elric, the Sleeping Sorceress trade paperback. And that's the standard. And then there's also a direct market.
By the way, I'm going to restart just to try to clear this damn echo. So I'll be right back.
I hear nothing, Lars, but okay.
There's also weirdly some sort of like bog beast with asthma kind of lurking in the background too. I don't even know what.
What if I catch it after you restart it, you jerk? Did you think about
that? That is the goal. I'm glad you found my cunning plan. Yeah.
Okay.
Right, you haven't had it yet, Omar. It would be your time.
I don't need it. I'm fine.
I eat echo now. It's literally whenever somebody else leaves, it jumps to the other desk. Now I have an echo.
Are you serious? Okay, let's try this then. Yeah. Okay, let's try this. Hold on. I'm going to leave and come back. Okay. Wait, why did that stop sharing though? That shouldn't have stopped sharing. I'm sorry about that, Shannon. I can't leave you just empty-handed. Hold on a second.
I mean, I'm fine. I'll wing it.
It's not like you're not used to talking to people. There you go. You're a real pal, Snoopy. I'll leave you with that. I'll be right back and see what happens here. Hold on, Shannon. Changes.
Okay. Well, it still took the screen away, but hey, I don't echo anymore. So I guess welcome to the show with just Shannon now. everybody. So everybody else is echoing. We'll see what happens as each person comes back in. Maybe Omar leaving will fix the mistake of the echo.
Do I have an echo?
You do not, and neither do I. Okay.
Okay.
We're moving on up.
Why is there Uncanny Omar here already?
I don't know, but maybe that has the echo demon in it now. So
okay. How about now? Do I still have an echo?
No, you're good. You're still good.
Oh God, knock on wood. What if we never see Lars ever again?
The echo demon got him in real life. He's trapped in an echo loop now.
Ever again. Just trying to clear this echo. Poor Lars. Okay, Lars Pearson has entered the studio. Okay, Shannon, here we go. Knock on wood. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Let's see what happens. Lars?
Talk to me.
Talk to us. Damn it, Lars.
You still got it.
Jinxed it, man. You know what, man? It ain't worth it.
Okay. Yeah, just, you know what? In my headphones, you just sound like the voice of God, like echoing around.
I'll just sit here quietly and be the pretty one.
We jinxed it. It was fixed. Rafael Garcia, Henchman, is coming out in trade paperback, as well as the.
I love that book.
Wait, okay, tell me about this book.
Okay, so Rafael Garcia. Let's see. Now I have an echo. It's just we're all gonna echo. Rafael Garcia is about a guy who is a low-level henchman, and he wants to impress his ex-girlfriend and maybe win her back. So he tries to start moving up in the industry. But of course, the way you move up in the industry in a henchman role is somebody above you dies. And so it's not that you're good at your job, it's just people above you die. And now he realizes that being the next level up is just middle management. And so you get a middle management, like my job sucks story, but for a guy who is a completely aloof henchman. It's so funny. It's so great. Flying under everybody's radar. Everybody should pick it up.
So you become middle management and then you want to take your own life.
I guess so. Yeah.
Resident Evil, Death Island.
Death Island.
Out.
It's a bit on the nose, isn't it?
It's Resident Evil. What do you expect, Lars?
Okay, so I have to ask, since Omar, you love movies, are you excited for the new Resident Evil movie?
No, the Resident Evil movies are trash.
But but have you heard that this one is actually being done by the person who did Weapons and Barbarian?
Ooh, I do love me Barbarian. I thought Weapons was pretty good, but Barbarian was so good. Okay, well now you've caught my interest. Oh my gosh. What is it Eve? Whatever the character they made up for in the movies. Oh, the movies are so bad.
Yeah, I don't know if she has any, because I don't watch trailers, so I don't actually know if there's anything that goes like.
Oh, then I need to watch the trailer then.
Yeah, I only know who's making the movie because I saw a poster at the movie theater.
So I said they're trash, right? Like I'm not a fan of them. But if people are, more power to you. I love Avengers: The Crossing and Batman Year 2. So who am I to talk? But I have seen every single one of the movies in the theater because my brother loves those movies. And every one of them happen to come around the same time as his birthday. And I hate myself for going to the theater to watch any of them. They're so bad. They're so bad. So I hope this one is good for Resident Evil fans.
Yeah, I was going to say, what is a movie being bad stopped you from going before?
Well, I mean, I don't want to pay full price to go see the movie if it's real bad, man. It's like, okay, some more of the manga. Wow, Saint Seiya, Dark Wing is coming out, Volume 4. Somali and the Forest Spirit. I love that.
Love that book.
Volume 6. Ooh, you're a manga fan. Sword of the Titans. That is very on the nose considering Titan Manga is publishing it, but very cool. Love seeing all these companies just publishing manga as well. That's awesome. Let's go into Oni Press with the Afterlife with Archie Deluxe Edition. This is a big deal because they never published issues 5 through 10 in trade paperback.
And here it comes. As you can see, the whole thing's there.
Yeah, issues 1 through 10. All of
it. Called Gruesome and Masterly.
This is by Roberto Aguirre Sacasa, who was I think he used to do plays, right? And then went into the world of comics. And then, of course, Francesco Francavilla, who has since blown up, just gotten huge since these days.
This was when Oni Press got the Archie publishing rights. I was like they were like, what do you want from Archie? And I was like, the only thing anybody wants from Archie is the rest of Afterlife with Archie. So make it happen. And so I'm so excited about this coming out because seriously, everybody asks all the time. And that you sell the trade paperback to people and you're like, here's the trade paperback. It has no ending. I'm so sorry. So I'm glad that we're gonna see those never before collected issues coming out.
Yeah, I kind of want to read this. And from the cover, it would suggest that if they're all undead, that is it Josie and the Pussycats? Josie would be Queen of the Damned, or Queen of the Damned. Yeah, absolutely.
You should definitely read it, Lars, if you have.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Frank's art, Francisco's art is so good on it. Like, you got to check it out.
I will never forget the brunch I was having, and I'd gotten a copy of Time magazine and had a preview for Riverdale. And I was explaining to the people I was at brunch with, I'm like, so it's basically Archie meets Twin Peaks, and Jughead is this beat poet, and, you know, so-and-so is shot in the canal, and Archie's having an affair with his music teacher. And they were like, what? What the hell is happening? But yeah, this should be good.
Okay, I'm going to move on to Freak Squeal, Volume 5 by Florent Mado. I love that art. Volume 5, I have not heard of this. Wait, this is Oni Press. Oh, that's why. Okay, so I believe, please correct me if I'm wrong, that this is magnetic press material? Because this is Matthew Bablé, who I know Magnetic Press does a lot of their his books. It's Silent Jenny, $34.99 from Oni Press. So it seems like they're now in distributing Magnetic Press books. I think that's a thing. I think that's something that's happening. I'll double check with my source. Shannon, is that right? You're my source.
I was gonna say about your source. Let me check with my source.
Lars, get ready for a phone call, my friend.
Right, you can phone a friend.
Wondering is also Jonathan Job Kondo. Cartoonist animator weaves visionary story following the wandering past of two men. Say no more. Dude, I'm in. I love covers like that. I'm in for that and Silent Jenny. Look at Silent Jenny. His art is awesome, man. I'm a huge fan of Bablé. And Compact Comics, Archie's Not Escaping, the Mark Waid. Look at that. Mark Waid. Fiona Staples. That's right, when she was taking a break from Saga. Remember that?
This was actually very good. Yeah.
Like
Mark Waid
issues.
It's Fiona Staples, of course it's good. Didn't last long, but yeah, pretty great.
Okay. Autumn Kingdom, Volume 2 by Cullen Bunn and Francesco Segala.
It's a fun fantasy book. It's like a guy who's a fantasy author, and him and his kids and his wife go out for him to do a writer's retreat in the woods, and the kids get sucked into essentially the story come to life and have to save their parents. Also, Omar, I'm to tell you what's up from Torma, who says yes, they are distributing magnetic press books now. So
it looks like we had the same contact with somebody who was faster at replying. I'm kidding. That's awesome. That's what I thought was going on, and it's because I know that they're still doing like the Kickstarters. We should get Torma on the show.
We should get Torma on the show.
Such a personality. We just gotta make sure his mic doesn't echo.
So, I mean, everybody needs a double dose of Torma in their life.
Everybody needs a double dose of Lars. Chef's Kiss again. Did you talk about this one?
I mean, not yet. I love Chef's Kiss. It's such a
you book.
Yeah, it is such an adorable story, and just it's been a fan favorite for a really long time. So I'm glad we're getting a sequel essentially to the story.
Steamy recipes and steamy romance.
It's so good. It's like it's one of those like teen graphic novels that is like the perfect like cross point for manga fans to get into traditional like Western graphic novels. And it's one of those that Oni Press just does so well.
Things you can do in the kitchen while you're steaming the broccoli.
Watch television. What are we talking about? Dead Teenagers. This is Collecting Dead Teenagers 1 through 5 by Jude Ellison Doyle and Caitlin Yarsky.
This is another one of those like trippy books. This is about teenagers who basically wake up every day and live their lives and then die. And some kind of tragic event happens to this same group of teenagers, and it's thousands of different scenarios, like anything that you could possibly come up with, like, and then they're just respawned in a new life. And they're the only ones who know that this happens to them every single day. And then one day they wake up and they are all adults for the first time ever, and they find that to be the most terrifying thing. And then the story goes from there, and we're not done with it yet. I think this week might actually be issue 5, might be the last one.
Okay, and then we have the Haunted Comic Club by Josh Tierney and Caitlin Solomon. And also joining the ranks of the Compact Comics, Kelly Thompson and Veronica Fish's Sabrina the Teenage Witch, issues 1 through 5 will be collected as a compact comic. 152 pages, $9.99.
So excited.
Cheaper than manga, dudes. That's crazy. Yuletide, The Curse of the Winter Witch. I love that cover. This is by George Northy and Rochelle Aragno.
And this looks a little more young. Like the cover is kind of misleading in this one because the art is going to look a little more kind of in that vein of like Wind and things like that when you actually get into the story. But it's about these kids who accidentally, awaken the evil spirit of Christmas, and because they don't like Christmas, and they literally live in Christmas, Pennsylvania, and they're mad about it. And you get just a fun like it says like Hocus Pocus. It's very much like Hocus Pocus for Christmas time. So
I used to get Hocus Pocus. Okay, I have never seen Hocus Pocus nor Practical Magic, and I would get those two movies mixed up.
wow, that's surprising that you have daughters and a wife, and nobody has ever forced you to watch either of those movies.
Well, I mean, in this household, we don't watch things that we don't really force people to watch things they don't want to watch, unless it's me. Then I make sure that they have to watch Transformers the movie and crappy 80s movies like the Garbage Pail Kids.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think we both know this isn't true, so yeah.
But I've had to go see a Horse Girl anime movie with my daughter at the theater, and I have no damn idea what the hell was happening in that movie. But you know what? My daughter and her friends were laughing and clapping, and that's all that mattered.
All that matters.
Yeah.
While I was like, you ever seen, you all watch The Simpsons, right? Remember when like Homer was watching the kids play and he's with Marge and he was like, I've never wanted a beer so bad in all my life. And then Marge pulls out a beer and hands it to him and he was like, I love you so much. And she was like, are you talking to me or the beer? That was me that night. Go ahead.
A while back, I did work with a principal he was a great guy, but he seemed to have dragooned his family through all of the great 80s hits of and the daughters did seem a bit resentful. It's like, oh, Dad has made us watch Star Wars. He's made us watch Raiders of the Lost Ark. He's made us watch Back to the Future. I'm like, you got the best education, but no, they didn't like it.
So for me, it's like, it's not, those are given, right? But then there are some movies that I'm like, oh no, you have to watch it. Like Meatballs Part 2. Nobody likes Meatballs Part 2. Like everybody loves Meatballs Part 1, which is the right choice. But
why do you make them watch Part 2?
Because I enjoyed it, and now they love it.
This is like making them watch Superman.
Now my kids, I will say my kids did not like Garbage Pail Kids, the movie, but one of my favorite things to do in this house is when we're doing some cleanup or they have chores to do, is I put that song on, We Can Do Anything by Working With Each Other, from the Garbage Pail Kids movie, and they hate me even more, I'm sure. Money Shot is coming out. It's the only thing that is actually being solicited from the folks at Vault Comics, and it is coming out in a compact edition with a volume 2 collecting issues 11 through 20. What are they called? They're not called compact editions. They call them something with a B. I wish I could remember. I tolerated Meatballs too. It had an alien in it, man. It was all right. It
I'm
gets
sure
a lot
it's
more hate than it deserves. You know?
I'm sure it's a masterpiece.
I don't care. It's better than part 1. That's all I got to say. Which, say that. We're going and moving into the Austin Briggs part of Flash Gordon from 1940 to 1942. I'm loving this. How can you not like Meatballs Part 2 with the... Thank you, Chris. God bless you. It did have Pee-wee. He had a real name. His name is Paul Rubens, but that's okay. And he did not play... and all the DVDs. Yeah, we watch all the... Yeah, that's the way we do in this house. Dude, Meatballs Part 3 had what's his name, McDreamy in it, where he
Patrick
was,
Dempsey.
yeah, that dude. He was like a young dude that was trying to. The whole movie's about him trying to get laid, just like any plot of 80s movies.
Well, that's
and he
fair.
ends up meeting the ghost of a porn star, and she has to do good deeds in order to make it. That's the plot of Meatballs Part 3. That movie was also good, but not as good as Meatballs.
Some of these actors have sordid past. We forget that Paul Rudd was in some Halloween movies, I think.
He was in Halloween 6. It was his first role. It was introducing Paul Rudd. We're huge Halloween fans in this house.
Yeah, I was like, are you a fan of Paul Rudd or Halloween? Because that's awesome if you're a fan of the Halloween movie.
It's probably his Halloween work, I'm guessing.
Now, did you know, of course you probably know this, Shannon, that was supposed to have a director's cut, both part 5 and 6.
Have you not seen the director's cut of part 6?
Of course I have.
Okay, I was like, hold on a second.
This isn't just the Uncanny Omar. This is not just me. I also love movies. And then behind all that, my movie case.
We did actually make have the conversation when we got back that you and Matt, my husband Matt, who Omar knows, should start a film podcast where y'all talk about all the movies that y'all watch, because he has a film criticism degree and always wants to just talk about all the movies, but nobody ever wants to listen to him talk about them. I mean, you and Omar should do it.
I enjoyed talking to Matt. It was such a joy because it was like we were just talking about obscure movies. Because anybody, when people tell you they like horror movies, it's you listen and then you're like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. You like those horror movies. Everyone does. But then when you get into the obscure horror movies and start talking about like 80s VHS movies that have never been available in any other format, you're like, oh, you really like horror movies.
Yeah.
Straight to VHS, baby.
He took a class in college that was called The History of Cinema Through Arnold Schwarzenegger Films.
That was a class?
That was a class, and I'm so jealous that he got to take that class.
That sounds awesome. This sounds like something Lars would be teaching.
Well, since we're paused on this, I was kind of looking forward to the Ice Cream Man movie, but all the reviews say it's cheap and trash, and I'm like,
isn't it Eli Roth?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, not the one that's connected to the comic book.
I'm like, well, I guess I'll just stick to the comic.
Here we go. Real quick. Okay. Rapid fire answers here. Okay. What's Spider-Man comic for beginners? Lars. Price guide manager at Wizard Magazine.
Well, oh god. Let me think about it. Because for a beginner, because I suddenly realized that all the ones I have on my shelf. I mean, like, do you give them Craven's Last Hunt? Probably not.
Shannon?
Although that is popular actually for beginners.
It's very popular, but do you start there?
I don't see a problem with it. What about you, Shannon? What do you get this question all the time?
I do, and a big thing that we sell, and I hope that they continue to make more, is they actually used to have the Marvel True Believers versions, and they had the original in there, like the original, first 12 issues, and that was really good for that. But I honestly, like, it depends on the age for which Spider-Man fan we're talking about. A lot of the fans that we see these days, of course, are picking up that Volume 1 of Ultimate Spider-Man, the new one, because
that's probably the winner.
That jumps a lot of people into Spider-Man. Like, it's been their springboard in the last couple of years. So right now, that's probably the one I see as the most.
Yeah.
For me, I'm always going to choose anything that is heavier on, like, Gwen Stacy or Black Cat, because they're my favorite.
Selfishly, I'd want to steer them onto Spider-Man 2099. But I think you're right. Ultimate Spider-Man is the best one by design.
I think that's a great answer. Because that's what a lot of people really gravitate towards. I'm not a fan of that series at all, but a lot of my viewers got into
You probably
comics
mentioned
because
this,
of
but
that
why did it not click for you?
I thought it was a long-winded version of what Stan Lee and Steve Ditko did in 3 issues, were the first 2 years of Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was okay.
But there's something valuable about.
But Bendis isn't for me, and he is for.
And I'm talking about the new one. The new one has been this.
Well, you're talking about the new Ultimate Spider-Man?
The brand new Ultimate Spider-Man has actually gotten a lot of the like 20-year-old to like 28-year-old kids.
Oh man, then you're gonna love the compacts. They've announced them, right? Yeah, the compacts of Ultimate collections. Yeah, they're doing the first 12 issues of each of the Ultimate series. They're doing Spider-Gwen and Miles Morales. Those, I think, have been announced. Yeah, they have. They have been announced.
Okay, I was like, I don't know if they have.
And they're doing compacts of. These haven't been announced yet, but they should be today or tomorrow, of some Wars from the Stars from a long time ago, far away.
Okay.
Trying not to breach my contract here.
Right.
I know nothing.
Talk about navigating with you.
Navigating with You hardcover, Volume 1, Jeremy Whitley and Casio Ribeiro. And then
Glad to see you getting a hardcover.
So that's a hardcover, and then 3 Beasts is getting a hardcover. And then we're getting A Little Step, Volume 2. This is part of the Nakama Press, which is their manga imprint, because Mad Cave does a lot. And then Exploit by Laura Hudson. And Mad Cave does all kinds of different. They have Maverick, Paper Cuts, Nakama Press, and Mad Cave. For a small little company that was barely hanging on, they have blown up, and I love to see it.
I gotta talk about Exploit real fast, because this was a huge fan favorite in our store this year. This is about a girl who is a intern at a news magazine, and a corporate, guy, a billionaire of a tech company, buys out the magazine because he doesn't want them to report bad things about him anymore. And she finds all of the information to report on him and do an expose. So they use the last issue of the magazine to do just that. And then she becomes the target of all the billionaires' fanboys who are mad about her exposing him. And so it's up to like her and her roommate to kind of bring justice to this. And it's such a great look at the actual power of the press and the power that, gets lost a lot of times for what the press could actually do. But it's also really just a great story in general.
Man, I'm so glad I invite you here, because I would have been like, moving on to Fate of the Wink Saga. Like, a lot of the names, a lot of the creators I'm familiar with, like Mike Carey. I love Ghostbox, but they're coming out with a black and white edition, which is just kind of crazy. I'm hoping they do more of the stories, because I really like that story. It kind of took me by surprise.
It does say it has a new epilogue in it for that edition.
Pablo Raimondi doing the artwork. Great creative team. Infinity Force, Volume 10. This is a continuation of all of the Gatchaman and Tekamon and Kashan Robot Hunter. What is the name of that? I can't remember the name of the company, but it's all of them in a new incarnation, a new modernization of the stories. October Girl Volume 3 is coming out. Have you read this? I've been curious. The covers have me really curious.
It's really good. This is another one that has actually become a really big fan favorite for actually our adult readers. More than, I don't even know if any teens have gotten a chance to buy it, because our adult readers have been picking this one up a lot and really enjoying it. So, but it's one that we sell through quite frequently. It's
well,
really
the covers
cute.
have me intrigued. She's got like a Tom Baker type of scarf going on there, Lars. Tom Baker was a Doctor Who, by the way.
Which I appreciate. Yeah.
I wanted to speak your language for a second. 3 Beasts is also coming out in a trade paperback edition. And then Warwolf is coming out with a Volume 2 by Steve Orlando and Marco Perugini.
This book is absurd in the best Steve Orlando way possible. This is about a guy who saves the world from an alien invasion while working as like a night security guard and just being like, well, they're attacking the company, so we have to stop them. And then the aliens attack again, and he becomes, they're like, oh, we have to call the hero of the world in. And he goes to them and somehow convinces the aliens to leave and never come back, except now, years later, after years of him being the champion of the world and like the top of all like the political chains and everything, the aliens return, and it might actually be his fault. And the story that goes with that is insane.
Yeah, I'm glad that Orlando's another guy that's just everywhere, man.
Everywhere.
Moving on to Fantagraphics with some hardcovers. The Atlas Comics library is not stopping. They're going through Spy Cases with a volume 11. And this is all during the Atlas era of Marvel Comics. Not Timely, not Marvel, but Martin Goodman's Atlas. So we are looking at years 1949 to I guess 1952. $44.99. Holy mother of God. Finally. The Complete Corto Maltese hardcover volume 1, The Ballad of the Salt Sea. This is something that I have been waiting almost 2 decades for when IDW first had their Euro comics, and they promised we were going to get a hardcover edition of them, and it never came out, and now Fantagraphics is putting it out. I wish they would give us the page count on this. $49.99. In-store date. Oh, Chris is saying it's been pushed, delayed to December.
Okay.
I hope it comes out this year. I have been waiting to read. I think I've already read these 2 stories, but that's it. That is it. Like after that, well, and then the Venice story that they released. But yeah, as somebody that loves this stuff, like reading it for the first time, I cannot wait. And then Donald Duck Volume 2, The Top Bedlam and Other Tales. It's Tales of the Visual Duckvolution, Disney Greatest Comic Collection. Okay, so this is a continuation of the previous ones. I think this is comic adaptations that throughout the year. So you have Carl Barks, Don Rosa, Freddie Milton, and then you have a bunch of Italian and European artists that have worked on these particular characters.
Freddie Milton combines ducks with dragons and the big sneeze. I love it.
Good catch. Macanudo, What's in the Box? This is a hardcover and looks to be landscape.
And looks adorable.
Linears, yeah. You know, sometimes you got to be careful when looking at Fantagraphic books, especially, and something looks adorable. It could be so for adults only.
Yep.
And something I'm really looking forward to that I never thought I would, but Gilbert Hernandez is Palomar. So what this is it's separating the stories of Palomar from Las Locas and giving us his part of Love and Rockets. So I thought that was a weird move to do, or weird thing to do, but it actually worked and it made me enjoy Las Locas, which I know it's weird, but I've never been a big fan of Love and Rockets. I've tried many times, but just never clicked with me, and it finally clicked with me reading it solo. So I'm really excited to read Palomar. Now, Macanudo is good. Real solid Argentinian comic strip. Oh, thank you for that. Palomar's cool, but Locas felt a bit disjointed to read. I actually enjoyed it more. And it kind of makes I want to go back and read like everything Love and Rockets. Pop surf culture, music, design, film, and fashion from Bohemian Surf era. $59.99. Requiem for Gaza. I think this was a Kickstarter at one time in the spring of 2025. No, this is something else. So this is by Chris Hedges and Joe Sacco. And yeah, this is something that they worked on together. $24.99. The Santos sisters are getting a volume 2. I never got around to reading the first one. And then Walt Disney's Donald Duck. Oh, sorry. Walt Disney's Donald Duck Volume 23. Christmas Cheers. The complete Carl Barks saga. We are just missing a couple of volumes, and that's it. And then we're getting the box set of volumes 3 and 4. The Mystery of the Swamp and the Maharaj. and then Wandering Cat's Cage. This is part of their new imprint. So they have another, like they've translated manga before, but now they're just doing exclusive manga. So those are all the hardcovers, and then your trade paperback is Nirvana is Here by Michael Ross. And last but not least is our friends at Ignition Press, finally coming out with some collected editions. First of all, the only one, sorry, is The Beauty, Book 3. This is by Jason Hurley and Jeremy Hahn, two great creators. Have you read this, Janet? Okay,
Yeah.
tell me about it.
Yeah, if you don't know, if you didn't see the TV show and you don't know anything about the beauty, basically there is a virus that goes around. It's an STD, and people actually want it though because it makes you beautiful. And that sounds all well and good because people are getting further in life because society values beauty. Except for a lot of people start literally dying because they overheat and their bodies can't fight the infection and they just die terribly. And so we have all that going on. Plus, then you have all the people trying to control who gets the beauty and who doesn't. Organizations trying to turn it into a thing that they can actually make money off of. You've got detectives trying to figure out what's going on in the world. And how to stop all of these things. It's a wild story. Jeremy started this back at Image years and years ago. They actually Ignition actually picked it up when, of course, that was like the first book Ignition launched with. Really was kind of putting out the re-release of the Image volumes, and then now they're still bringing over those Image volumes, and then there is a new volume that is running right now at Ignition as well.
Thank you for that, Shannon.
Yeah.
When you do the Corto Maltese book, will you compare the translations a bit? I'm so curious what they've done. I actually think they're using the same translations as the IDW Euro books. And that's it. That's it, everybody. You ain't gotta go home, but you gotta get out of here. I'm just kidding. What were you
Shannon, the breadth of what you've read is truly incredible. And here I'm expecting you do have other hobbies and occasionally kiss your husband.
Yes. Well, the kissing my husband, yes. Other hobbies, not really. I'm actually wearing a shirt that says things I do in my spare time, and it's like collect comic books, read comic books, research comic books, talk about comic books, think about comic books, and dream about comic books.
Yeah.
And that is one of my customers bought it for me because they asked what I did in my spare time, and I laughed and I was like, I don't know, read comic books. And they were like, well, you read comics for your job. And I was like, yeah, but then I read all the comics that I don't read for because I read, for Wind Down Your Weekend, I read anywhere from 40 to 110 books a week. And so that, like last week, since I had both the week of San Diego and last week, there was 82 books that I read for the live stream. And so that was, and covered on the show. And so, I read each week to make sure I stay up, like to do the show. But then I still I want to read all of the manga that I'm obsessed with, and I want to read all the other the big two comics that I don't read for the show. Especially like with Tony Fleece doing Deathstroke right now. Like I've gotta make sure I read that. The Dead Man book that the Ice Cream Man team is doing. If you didn't know that, the team behind Ice Cream Man is writing Dead Man right now, and it is insanely good.
I was gonna say Melanie's the only person I've heard that really likes it, and I'm not judging my wife's taste because I've seen on our Discord people are just like, no, it's bad, and I'm like, oh, well, I'm waiting for the trade, and I saw I got expanded to 12 issues.
Yeah.
If you like Ice Cream Man, you'll like the book because it's as wordy as an Ice Cream Man issue can be. It's a lot in there, and so it is a completely different field than the other Next Level books. But it works really well for Dead Man, in my opinion. But I also think that W. Maxwell Prince is a phenomenal writer, and I love seeing what they're doing. So yeah, I read a lot of comics. I write comics. I write other things, but yeah, no, it's mostly just reading comics.
Dead Man is incredible. Not what a Dead Man fan might expect. Maybe that's what
Yeah,
was happening.
fair.
Thank you, James, for the link to our Patreon.
Yeah.
What a great question. Hi, guys. Sorry if it isn't the right time to ask. It's okay. Does anyone know when Volume 3 of the Green Lantern Compendium is coming out? It will be out in 2027. I know it's in the solicits already, or I'm sorry, in the catalog, and it is the Blackest Night is what they're calling it. And yours truly helped map it a little bit by giving some advice. So, even though my name's not in the book, nor do I care that it is, but rest assured, it's the best reading experience you're going to have. A lot of decisions were made, whether to leave something in, whether to take out something. It's really cool to kind of play a little behind the scenes on that. But it's already in the catalog, and there are more that have been mapped. So Volume 3 will not be the last. Okay, before we wrap up, I have to ask the question. Shannon, what are you most excited about from this catalog?
Oh, man. It's always so hard because honestly, I think Afterlife with Archie, and the fact that we're getting that collected, and that Sabrina $9.99 compact. Those are two really big things I'm super excited about, for sure.
Lars, what about you, my friend?
I was going to say Afterlife with Archie. Absolutely.
I'm glad we're finally getting it fully collected. Yeah, look.
But Shannon, you've read
never before collected issues.
Never before collected issues.
Never before collected, but have you read them?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
I don't read
No.
This is the Coma collected edition.
Well, then anything could happen. Good Lord.
Anything.
Oh, it could be bad. Yes, it could be bad, if that's what you mean.
No.
As for me, I am super excited about finally getting Corto Maltese here in America in a proper hardcover form. And look at that super sexy cover, too.
Yeah.
Look, what's going on there,
Nice
Hugo
bondage
Pratt?
motif going on there, yeah.
The early years of Corto Maltese with the Ballad of the Salt Sea. So a lot of inspiration that Mike Mignola has in his art comes from Hugo Pratt. And on that note, I just want to thank my wonderful co-hosts for joining me today. Echo, not Echo, or whatever problem StreamYard is having.
Yeah, sorry about that,
I overpay so much money for because, whatever. Thank you so much for being here. Kelly Thompson, Sabrina's pretty cool, kiddish though in terms of relationship and humor. Sean DeSook, where you been, man? I was just talking about you the other day. I'm like, I haven't seen you for a minute. But yeah, Shannon, where can people find you and your crazy readathons and talking about comics and wine and a physical storefront? Like, what is this?
Yeah, you can find me talking about comics every Sunday night on Bat City's YouTube channel at Bat City Comic Books. There, it'll come up. For Wind Down Your Weekend, it's 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Every Sunday, we go through all the small press and indie new releases. I read them. I don't tell you whether or not I like them. I tell you why you'll like them. And then you can also find the store at Bat City Comic Books on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, like I just said. If you want to check out the store is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. So all the funds that we raise by purchasing the store actually go towards teaching reading, writing, and art skills to kids, teens, and adults throughout the world.
Small press Shan.
Oh yeah, that's me. I always forget to plug myself out there. So.
Well, the breadth of your knowledge is stunning. So.
Thank you.
Oh, Lars, so what about you, buddy?
Lars Pearson, madnorwegian.com. I keep threatening that we're going to do the pre-order for our About Time 2 second edition, which is on the Patrick Troughton years of Doctor Who. So hopefully I will get the final edits from those, and we'll put that up for pre-order pretty soon.
Okay. I am the
with
Uncanny
the cover by
Omar.
with the cover by Jim Calafiore.
Oh, thank you for that.
Yeah.
I am the Uncanny Omar. I'm here every day. I will be back tomorrow for the Saturday live stream. Crisis is trying to talk me into doing another live stream because if I don't have any, just to talk about the DC Omnis, and that will probably be Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll invite Lars and a couple of other folks and see what we can find out about each other's feelings or whatever the hell we talk about. I wasn't supposed to be here today.
We're going to explore our feelings. How wonderful. I've been wanting to do that forever.
Today's my wife's last day of freedom, and we were gonna go get some lunch, and then Dom was like, "Hey, I'm working really hard on this edit, and I was like, yeah, you take care of that, and I'll take care of this indie show. So I kind of winged it, but I think I did okay.
You did great.
I am my hardest.
I think you were
critic.
sexy AF, so it's fine.
Thank you, Lord. Well, I mean, that goes without saying. I was mainly talking about my skills that I brought with me, of course, the knowledge when it came to these books, which is why I asked Shannon the questions. Have you read this? Like every other book, like because I know I have. It's not really playing the part of being a good host. It's legit not knowing the knowledge that I can just pass and pass the buck on to Shannon so she can spread the knowledge.
What I'm here for.
Although
School is back, baby. Go hang out with Melanie.
Yeah.
I think that's what I will do the rest of the day. And on that note, thank you everybody for watching. Hit that like button on the way out. We will try to find the cause of this echo by the next time. We are out of here. Have a good one, everyone.
Bye.